Hi guys, this is Pragya. Welcome to my channel FinMom. I try to make finance simple for you. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like the video, hit like at the end of it. So let's get started. We are going to talk about one plastic that I don't want to recycle. That one plastic which gives you so much power to buy anything and everything you want. That one plastic that everybody loves, even the environment lovers. The plastic that I'm talking about is credit card. After all, who doesn't love a credit card? It lets you buy anything, even without having money in the bank account. So, loving your credit cards? Let's get to know more about them. Apart from just being a plastic, a credit card lets you buy anything you want. It is basically a financial tool that allows you to borrow money from a bank or financial institution to make your purchases. You heard it right. Borrow. When you are using a credit card, you're technically borrowing money from the bank. Remember, we made a video on net worth, so please do check it out. And then you'll get to know that credit card is actually a liability. You have to pay the bank back. But this is a loan that doesn't carry interest, at least till you're making the bill payments on time. We will get to know about what are credit cards, how do you use a credit card to get maximum benefit, what kind of credit card should you use. But before going to all of that, let us understand why banks issue credit cards. Why do they give you money for free? Because you're not paying interest as long as you're paying the bill on time. So why would anybody give you that kind of money and for free? So credit card companies basically earn money every time you swipe the card at a merchant's place. So you see, there are certain stores which do not accept credit cards. Now you know why. Because every time you swipe your card, the merchant is charged a certain fee. And so that's how the credit card companies make money. At least that's one way of doing it. That is the reason credit card companies give you a free credit up to a certain limit. So how do they determine what amount to give you? What will be your credit limit? That depends on your CIBIL score. I think every time you've gone to a bank for a loan, be it a personal loan or an education loan or a home loan or any other kind of loan, every time they check your CIBIL score. Now, CIBIL score is the risk rating, the risk assigned to you based on your credit history. So, if you do not have a credit history, they take into considerations your income, your bank accounts, and yes, they can access everything related to your PAN and Aadhaar. So, a CIBIL score, there are actually other companies also, Equifax, Experian. So, all these companies assign a risk rating score to you. So, based on your score, based on your income levels and based on your spending habits, the credit card companies issue you a credit card. The more you spend, the more they earn. And the more you spend and don't pay, the more they earn. We're going to talk about it later. Let's come to, should you actually own a credit card? See, I do not condone spending a lot if you have a credit card, but it's good to have a credit card for emergencies, for purchases, but these days many e-commerce sites, many apps, and every time you order or you make a purchase, you get a cashback. There are certain offers attached to your credit cards. So yes, having a credit card helps you in those ways. We're going to talk about whether you should have one credit card or multiple credit cards and how much limit should you take. But we'll get into that later. Always pay your credit card bills on time. Your limit in the future also depends on how you're paying and how you're spending. Recently, a lot of people had their credit limits shrunk because they were not paying their bills on time. So always, and I cannot stress this enough, always pay your bills on time. Now coming to, should you own multiple credit cards? Now, as alluring as it sounds to have that kind of purchasing power, there are pros and cons to it. We'll first talk about the positives. So, you having multiple cards, say you have 50,000 limit in a card and then 20,000, then 30,000. So, altogether you have a 1 lakh limit. you might not be able to get a 1 lakh limit in one card, but put together you're getting 1 lakh. So that means your purchasing power has increased. Now you can buy whatever you want within that 1 lakh. But there is a downside to it, and we're going to talk about it later. Coming to the second positive. Now you see, when you go to an e-commerce site or an app, you see there are lots of offers on lots of banks. Some cashback for HDFC, some for ICICI, some for SBI. So there are multiple offers for multiple cards. So owning 2-3 varieties of cards will help you get all the offers together or all the rewards together, depending on where you're shopping and what you're spending on. That's a good thing, right? Now, I told you about the CIBIL score or the experience score. Now, what happens is when you're overutilizing your limit, say you have a limit of 50,000 and you're spending 50,000 every month, you're utilizing your total credit limit almost every month, and that means you are a little short of money. But if you're having a limit of 1 lakh and you're spending 50,000, that means even if you have a credit line, you're not able to fully spend it, and that means you're somehow financially more stable or more sound. So that also affects your credit score. If you're spending less than your limit or underutilizing your limit, your CIBIL score will improve. So having multiple cards helps in that way. It is also good to have one card that you do your transactions, like your everyday transactions or your monthly transactions, and one card which is specifically kept for emergency. So that way, when an emergency comes, you not have to scramble around your passbook or you don't have to scramble around your finances. You have an emergency credit card for medical expenses. And after all, we all have insurance these days, and if you do not have, please get one. I've been meaning to do a video on insurance and I'll get to it soon. So in case you need to be admitted and you do not have a cashless facility, you can use that emergency credit card and you can claim insurance later. So having multiple credit cards actually helps you play around and get and reap the benefits as they come. But like I said, downside. Remember I told you about debt trap? When you have multiple credit cards, there is a chance that you might get into such a trap. Firstly, it's not easy to manage. If you're not meticulous and disciplined in your finances, you might lose track of it and then the charges keep adding up. So you get into a messy situation. So having multiple cards means being meticulous about it and being very disciplined about your finances. In case you're not that, please refrain from taking multiple cards because you will not be able to manage all of them. Secondly, because your purchasing power gets stretched, you tend to overspend. So, if you overspend and then are not able to pay the bill with whatever amount that you're receiving as salary or income, so that amounts get carried forward, attracts interest, charges, penalty, debt trap. So, like I said, it gets into a messy situation. So, when you're taking multiple cards, you have to be very careful and always spend within your means. That is the only rule that finance has. Know your means and spend within it. So, we learned about what are credit cards and whether you should have multiple cards or not. Now we should go to what kind of credit card you should own. Now there are a plethora of credit cards available in the market. You have every bank offering credit card, every financial institution offering a credit card. Then you have apps which give you specific app related card like a Amazon ICICI Pay card or a Swiggy HDFC card. So there are lots of cards in the market and that gives you an opportunity to pick the card exactly right for you. I'll give you some examples of the cards that I own or I manage, so it'll give you an idea as to how I do things, but you have to choose according to your preferences, whether you eat out a lot or you spend a lot on traveling and you would want air miles, or you're very strict with your finances and you spend only on essentials. In that case, a cashback card will help you pay your bills on time. So a lot of things matter. So I'll just give you some examples and then you get to take your pick and choose the card as per your needs. See, this is not a sponsored video, so I'll just tell you what I use just to give you an idea. And these are personal choices. Again, you can choose whatever you like. There are a lot of options, like I said. So HDFC gives you some major cashbacks, and I've seen during Big Billion Day sale or Myntra Fashion Week or all these things, they have good cashbacks for HDFC card and SBI cards also. So if you're a shopper, you can take that. Then if you have your major purchases from Amazon, then Amazon Pay ICICI card is also very good. It gives you a cashback for Prime members and you get good discounts on products that you buy from Amazon. Then SBI has a cashback card, like I said, like HDFC, which is pretty good. If you are a foodie like me and order a lot from Swiggy, then there is a Axis Bank MyZone credit card, which gives you almost 40% discount if you're ordering from Swiggy, I think 4 or 5 times. Like I said, depending on your preferences, you can buy a credit card, and once you are like enrolling for a credit card also, they'll give you so many benefits. But please keep in mind that all of these credit cards charge you an annual fee. Some have a waiver if you spend up to a certain limit, and some do not offer that facility. So if you're applying for a new credit card, please keep in mind that there'll be charges. So whatever benefits you want to or plan to get from the credit card, it should be, it should cover your charges and everything. So plan it accordingly, own a credit card, take that plastic, go shopping. Like I say, you should never miss the good things that life has to offer. We'll get to know more about credit card in the upcoming videos, so please stay tuned. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do that. Hit the bell icon. Leave a comment if you want to know anything else about credit cards or anything else about finance in general, and I'll make a video on that. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Bye.